So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast, a post-match podcast after what I would describe as an absolutely awful 0-0 draw against Leeds United. Both teams were awful, but my God, when you play half a game with the numerical advantage and you serve up that atrocity in attack, I'm sorry, there's not going to be too many nice words on this podcast. We'll smile when we're saying the bad words, though, because we are Aston Villa fans and we just want the best for this club. But my God, that was tough watching. That was tough watching in the second half. There's no excuse for some of the stuff there. The finishing was woeful. The creativity, I thought, was poor. Yeah, Gerrard talked about in his post-match press conference that we had 19 shots, 12 of them were inside the box. What does he want? A medal? You were playing against 10 men. You should have absolutely owned the ball. But we didn't even own the ball. And like, I don't know. I genuinely have to look at that and say we had players with their hands in the air going, what in the hell are we supposed to do here? And that's a problem in itself. But Paddy, talk to me. Try and make me feel a small bit better about that game if you can at all, please.
The only plus point of this game is it wasn't on fucking Friday night and we had to sit through the whole weekend of mulling over it. I am absolutely livid. And the reason I'm livid is because I deliberately said to you there, let me watch Gerrard's podcast or interview before we come on here. And he's on there giving out about our strikers. The fucking striker he left on for 90 minutes. He's giving out about him in the press conference.
Yeah.
What the hell? What have we got here? I'm sorry. The screw is torn from me. I'm done with him. I'm done. I just don't know how he can justify his existence if that's the case. He has the gall to come on TV and give out about a striker that he left on for 90 minutes. I'm not joking, Neil.
I agree.
I just finished my dinner. If Ollie Watkins had sat down to eat that dinner, he wouldn't have finished it.
Yeah.
Fucking useless. I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done with him completely. How he can persist with Ollie Watkins, give out about the strikers, and have two natural-born finishers sitting on the bench is an absolute joke. I just can't get it. I don't know what we're doing here. Nobody can convince me that whatever the question is, Steven Gerrard is the answer, because it's absolutely dreadful what I'm watching. He's persistent with Coutinho. Coutinho offered very little today. He offered a bit more against Southampton. I'm sorry, it's not going to be the answer either. We need players on there that can create chances, the likes of Buendia with those slide rule balls. We don't need Ollie Watkins on the end of them. I watched the slow-mo there of the last chance he missed. He's not even looking to see where the goalkeeper is. All that man is concentrating on is hitting that ball cleanly. He doesn't give a fuck where the goalkeeper is. If that's Danny Ings or if that's Cameron Archer,
I'm not
he's
sure
waiting.
he finishes it.
He's there waiting on that keeper to go down and he dinks it over him. Both of them are, in my opinion. I've seen nothing else to convince me otherwise. Ollie Watkins, no. I don't care how hard he works. He has done absolutely nothing today. And he has been... Him and Steven Gerrard are the object of my absolute angst at where we're going forward. And do you know what? I booked a trip for the Brentford game this week purely because I was missing football. Now I'm dreading it already.
Last time you were dreading going to a game, I think we won. If I remember that last season, you were dreading going to a game.
The only way we were beating Brentford, the team that beat Leeds 5-2 only a few weeks ago, is if we play with a different striker and there's somebody else making the decisions. Because how he can come out here and justify telling us that we're not good enough, yet he left Coutinho and he left Ollie Watkins up there scratching their hole.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins, I lost count on how many times he was offside. The man can't keep himself onside. I honestly don't know what he's doing up there. If he's got to be part of this team, maybe it's for Coutinho, maybe it's for Bailey, I don't know. Maybe he creates chances instead of scoring them because he's just not going to score goals for us. Not enough.
I thought Coutinho was okay today. I don't think Coutinho is a massive problem. I think Coutinho put in a lot more effort today than the likes of Leon Bailey. I think I was very disappointed in Bailey today. Couple of flashes, when the ball was given to him, given to him, and he had acres and he had space to do something. Yeah, he was able to do something. Could manufacture nothing himself. I thought he was show pony territory out there today. Just thought he was very poor. That's not to say I think that he should be binned off. Absolutely not. Just had a poor game today. I thought Coutinho was pretty good. I don't know how the ball, how that acrobatic effort he had hit the post, and then I don't know how when the ball came back, Watkins put it that much wide. He put it as wide as a house, you know, and I don't know how that happened. But going back to the point here, because we could sit here and we're not digging players out. There was some poor performances there today. There was some poor performances of people at their core role, is what I'm going to say. Yeah. And namely, Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey were poor performances today. We're going to work our way back the field because I think some people actually played pretty well today. I think that midfield maybe eat my words a small bit, albeit the fact that they did play one half with probably an even numbers in there. But just going back to what you said there about Gerrard's press conference afterwards, like, why can't he just sit there and just give the banal answer? He always has to do and then he tried to justify it going, well, I dug out my defenders when we were defending poorly, and now I'm going to dig out my attackers when we're... No, dig out no one. Just sit there and say, yeah, look, on another day they go in, today they didn't go in, we're going to go back and work hard on this. Don't be doing this whole, it's on me, it's on them. You can't say it's on me if you turn around directly and say it's on them. And for that reason, I'm just sick of him every time he opens his mouth at this stage. I'm sick of his press conferences. Literally, he walks into that with a big, massive foot in his mouth every single time. And I'm sick of it. If he doesn't have the intelligence to be able to go in there and give a banal, completely vanilla, stupid, vapid press conference that has nothing coming out of it, well, then please don't send him out there at all. Send out Critchley, send out Gary Mack or something like that. Because for me, it's just really frustrating. It's really frustrating hearing him, like, literally have those open kind of snipes at players in there. It's been going on since the day he walked in this door. It's been going on since the day he walked in the door at Ibrox. And for me, it's absolutely galling. That's killing me. It's absolutely killing me because no one talks down my club. No one talks down my club. No one comes in here and thinks that and starts saying that. Yes, we can talk about players having bad games, but every single time that when you pass the blame and pass the buck as the manager, well, then somebody needs to point that finger right back at you, buddy. And I'm sorry, but you had 50... What was it? You had 43 minutes or 40 minutes against 10 men today. And what did you do? You sat in your arms. As for Aston McPhee, lads, Aston McPhee, give me a break. That, like, genuinely, what's he doing? Crossing his fingers, Douglas scores from a corner again. Absolutely useless today. Useless from frees. All we did was cross the ball long onto the back post if we had the ability to do it, but we didn't. I'm sick of that. Today was an awful game. Today was and we come away and we're on a 3-game unbeaten streak, and I'm this kind of aggressive about the whole thing, and that's what I am, because it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. Roy Keane, hey, by the way, everybody, sit down when I'm going to say this. Roy Keane was dead right today. For the attacking talent that Aston Villa have in the field there, yes, the players do need to take a look at themselves. But what I will say is that not one of them mentioned that Steven Gerrard has a problem. They're tiptoeing around the 6 goals only this season and asking him questions, and he was going, of course we want to score more goals. Well, then do something about it and don't leave a fella on for 90 minutes who couldn't hit the back end of a barn on this one day today. So come on, give me a break.
Did Roy Keane say that after the interview? I doubt it, because they all look out for each other.
He didn't.
No. Yeah, and if we sack him and a fella comes in and does worse, oh, you should have kept Gerrard, you pulled the trigger too early, blah, blah, blah. Look, this was pretty shocking today. I don't care what way you look at it. We should be beating Leeds with 11 men, let alone with 10. They're not a good side. They weren't a good side. They got 1 shot on target, is that correct?
Yes, yeah, 1 on target, yeah.
Was that 1 shot on target not Ezri Konsa? Getting a block?
No, well, I just saw a comment there to say that they're 1 shot on target. I don't have anything open here in front of me.
The bottom line is we have a very creative potential front 5, or however way you want to line them up, and we can't do it. So who's at fault here? A manager that leaves that fella sitting on the bench that's a natural born goal scorer when it was crying out for him the minute that player went off. And I wasn't saying take off Watkins after 50 minutes. I was saying bring him on with Watkins. Go 2 up top. Keep them in their half. Keep them pinned back there. And then just hope for a mistake and we get something out of it. I just can't get my head around what he tried to do today. And then to come out afterwards and say what he did, bearing in mind that Ollie Watkins can't hit a fucking barn door and he left him on for 90 minutes. It's inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable to be calling him out after the game.
I'm going to preface it. I'm going to preface it and say Ollie Watkins, just his shooting today was just all off. It was all off, and that's okay. He's he's gotten double figures for his two seasons in a row. I want him to kick on from this, but he's not. He's not kicking on based on his performance today. Twice he had 1-on-1s. If not 3 times he had 1-on-1s. He did the exact same thing every time. I'd prefer to see him sky it over the bar than kick it off the goalkeeper every single time. That's the frustrating thing. Ollie Watkins has an opportunity to go to Qatar. That's the frustrating thing. What Ollie Watkins is doing at the moment is he's not putting the ball in the back of the net because he's like as if he's shooting scared and he's kicking it off the goalkeeper. My God, like try something different. Try and bone it. Try and backheel it over the goalkeeper. Do something other than the same thing you're doing for the last 20 games, kicking it at the goalkeeper. I'm sorry. And look, I'm going to draw a line under it there now because I need to stop having a rant here because this game wasn't as bad as I'm making it out to be. And I often criticize people for making games out worse than they were. And I'm being my own worst enemy. The people that I dislike the most on Twitter are the people that are hyperbolic. And I feel I'm being hyperbolic now. So drawing a line under it, new Ollie Watkins against Brentford, against Nottingham Forest, should I say. Strike Force.
Not new Ollie Watkins. No Ollie Watkins.
But Paddy, I'm going to tell you, Ings
how many chances does he want? He's going to fucking play. How many chances does he want?
What's Ings done in his Aston Villa career? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well,
so
help if he got a game.
You can't turn around here and say he's going to be this magic answer. Give him a game, by all means. I don't know. What could he do against Watford last season?
History tells us a better answer.
History hasn't told us not in an Aston Villa shirt. It hasn't.
He scores goals.
Not an Aston Villa shirt. It hasn't.
He scores goals for Aston Villa.
Well, no, he hasn't. He hasn't scored goals on a consistent basis for Aston Villa. He hasn't scored more goals than Ollie Watkins.
He hasn't played.
Yeah, give him a game. See what he does. Take him off if he doesn't like everybody else.
You come out and justify that decision to keep Ollie Watkins on for 90 minutes.
I'm not saying that you're wrong in that, but the answer isn't just start Danny Ings and then everything's going to be magically fixed. It's not. It comes from behind. That's what I'm saying. Our whole attacking setup isn't right.
I'm telling you, you said a new Ollie Watkins. I'm telling you no Ollie Watkins. Because after a performance like that, you do not deserve to start the next game. I don't care how well he's doing in training. He does not deserve to play that game. Are you telling me that Cameron Archer hasn't been more prolific in his time that he's played? Yeah, obviously lesser opposition. Chelsea.
I am telling you, Cameron Archer hasn't been as prolific yet. I'm telling everyone.
Absolutely, there's no way. So many times I'm hearing Ollie Watkins, he's working very hard. He's doing fuck all. Nothing.
This is it. I've no problem with you rotating the strikers and giving people a job, giving people a goal.
Well, absolutely zero. Don't fucking blame them and leave them in there.
We're in agreement about this, but if everybody thinks it's just a case of starting Ings and we're going to rattle in 4 goals against Nottingham Forest, our whole attacking system is broken, guys. It's our attacking system is a big issue.
The whole point I'm making is he cannot now go out and play the same front 4 or front 3, whatever it is. He can't do that. If he does that, I'm sorry, Mr. I was going to nearly call him that SL word. It's time to go. It is if he plays the same front 3 next week and we're shit, it's time to go. I'm sorry. I have no justification. I have no justification for keeping him in the job. I have from talking to me for the last few months, since he came in, I have no grower desire to see him staying in that job. I just don't think he offers anything. I have yet to see him offer one thing other than the influence to sign Coutinho and Boubacar Kamara. I don't think he's done anything else for the club. So it's time to stop the excuses. If somebody is playing shit, you need to drop them. If you've got to bring in a young kid, bring in a young kid. At least show us that you are willing to change and willing to make changes and admit your own errors of continuously playing Ollie Watkins.
100% agrees. 100% agrees. Yeah. 100% agrees.
And this is not a new thing for me, Neil. You know I've been giving out about Ollie Watkins since the season
It's not about anyone being right. Like, as I say, I'm just frustrated that we've got 2 strikers up there that I've got fuck all confidence in.
Well, I have more confidence in the other 2. I always have more. I have more confidence in Cameron Archer doing a better job than Ollie Watkins. I have more confidence in Danny Ings definitely doing a better job than Ollie Watkins. People say they can't do the lone striker. They're not. There's two players close to them. Coutinho's close to him. Buendia's close to him. He can link up play and bring fellas in around the edge of the box. he drops deep. Danny Ings drops deep. Remember that raking ball he played against Norwich from his own half? Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've yet to see Ollie Watkins do enough for me, and all the time at the club. Yes, he scored goals. Yes, he's still living off that hat trick against Liverpool. He hasn't scored enough for me. Nowhere near it to justify.
He's gotten the double figures in two seasons in a row.
Well, maybe that's more down to who's around him. That's the only excuse I can give that. If you're playing Premier League football, I'm sorry, you should be in double figures. You should be.
But the amount of games, the pressure's on Danny Ings and Cameron Archer, so. As I say, and I'm okay. I'm with you in this. I'm with you in this. I'm just, lads, I'm going to be cynical. Lads, we're not, like, if we start Danny Ings against Nottingham Forest, he might get 1 or 2 goals. He might get a goal, let's just say. And he might. And that's fine. Consistency has been nowhere near there. And this is what I'm saying. There's no magic fix for this with the players that we have, unless we completely change formation, unless we completely change our front three. Our front three is broken at the moment. We have Coutinho and Bailey, who should be doing an awful lot better alongside our striker. Even when we play 2 strikers up there, they can't do it. I don't know, guys. I don't have the frustration here. I'm not being angry at Paddy. I'm angry at fucking everything today. That's what it is. So a couple of people said they were having a scrap. This is what our WhatsApp is like, except it's in text version. So yeah, this is like Mammy and Daddy having a fight in front of the kids. This is what this is like.
Well, Andrew says here, anyone recall if Ings touched the ball? Ings did touch the ball, but the reason he didn't touch the ball more often is because we're lumping fucking high balls in when it wasn't needed. We needed to keep going the way we were and creating proper chances, like that slide rule free kick we played through to Ollie Watkins. So instead of rolling the ball across first time, he decides to step over the fucking thing. This is all decision making. This is nothing new with Ollie Watkins. I'm sorry. I know I'm gone all in on him, but I think he deserves it.
Ings had 1 touch and he was 21 yards out from goal when he was 21 yards out from goal when he had that touch. It was in the 94th minute.
Yeah.
No, that's not me criticizing. Like, lads, I don't want to be right, but this isn't me saying I'm right. This is just me saying my opinion. It's not, and this is one thing I hate about people who just stick to the opinion. And I don't want to be one of these guys, and I'm not trying to be this guy. So I'm making my house very, very clear here with regards to this. I couldn't care less if they bloody dug up somebody and put him up front and he got 25 goals for Aston Villa. Just like I don't care who's the manager as long as we're winning. But the frustration is going to come out at some stage. Today was a winnable game, guys. It was a real winnable game. Southampton, we won. Look, I know we're on a 3-game unbeaten streak, and I'll wake up in the morning and I'll go, yeah, I was a bit ranty and ravey on this podcast. But look, has to come out some stage, guys, because we're a better team than this. Everyone knows it. Everyone thinks it. Our own fans think it. Our opposition fans think it. And do you know what? I think I'm actually a bit sour over the fact that for the whole game, the Leeds fans saying Tyrone Mings is fucking shit because he wasn't. He was probably the best defender on the field today. So that got at me as well. And I was really annoyed to hear it.
Hippo says it doesn't matter who starts. The problem is the service.
I agree.
I'm sorry, but did Ollie Watkins get a couple of one-on-ones? Where did that come from? The service is there. He must have had
the service was there against 10 men today. And I know if we want to take this game, absolutely. Yeah. Give one of those things, and I think Ings puts those away. I agree with you. I'm just thinking of, as I say, I'm thinking about this whole system I think is broken. I'm afraid.
So something has to be done here. If they're going to push the button at the World Cup, push it now, and let's see who we can get in, see who's available. Take our time with it. Put Neil Critchley in there if we have to. I don't give a shit. I just don't see where we're going here. To listen to him tonight has just been galling for me now. I'm absolutely. If I wasn't fuming after the match, I'm even worse now.
Yeah. This is one, Paddy, we often get messages and we often get emails and stuff like that saying, guys, I love your level-headed approach. Guys, I love the fact you're never too high or you're never too low about games. I think we've burst that bubble tonight.
But something pushes you over the edge. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what it was tonight. Like I should be like normal. Neil would be sitting here going, "Look, we're on a 3-game winning streak. We needed to win dirty. This is the first time we were away from home. We're after getting points." I don't know what made me snap tonight. I really don't. It was like I have no idea. I wish I knew. And I'll probably wake up in the morning and I go, "Yeah, it's probably I was probably too harsh." But look. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, and that's the problem.
I've been bottling up that harshness for weeks now. I'm bottling up for weeks. You take out that game against Man City.
I'm still here. Keep talking.
You take out that game against Man City. We've been average, absolutely average. So Yeah, I've been bottling this up for weeks. This just pushed me over the edge. And the game itself probably didn't push me over the edge. It's probably unfortunate that we didn't start until I heard Stephen Gerrard saying his words of
I
wisdom.
told you it was a bad idea. I told you it was a bad idea when we were
I just don't
organized.
know. I don't know why. Maybe he did. Maybe Roy Keane actually had a pair of balls and actually called him out on it afterwards. I don't know, but that was some shower of tripe to throw up to fans who are in the midst of an economic crisis, having paid more for their season tickets, and that's the drivel we're looking at. Get a grip, man. This has to be sorted out and sorted out quickly. We've put up with it now for nearly a year. A handful of good performances is all we've seen in that year. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for a club of our size to be letting a manager like him cut his teeth. It's time, as far as I'm concerned. After that interview, it's time to press the button. It's time to get a manager in there who can grow us in January and grow us for the long term, because this isn't happening.
Right, lads, we're going to leave it there because this is a non-normal podcast, I think, for me anyway. And I'm sitting here and I'm kind of going, I don't even remember half the things I said 10 minutes ago. And that's never a good stage when you've got a microphone in front of you, considering that I know at some stage I was kind of going, Jesus, you should put a microphone in front of anyone who's going to say stupid things. And I've probably done 1,000,001 times worse today. But I do want to say, yeah, listen, thanks so much, everybody, for watching, for listening. We're Villa fans. At the end of the day, we're Villa fans. We want the best for the club. I know we were very harsh on a couple of players tonight. That's like, based on the performance today, we should be beating a team with 10 men. There was some very, very poor finishing today. Can we fix it? Let's just hope we can. The disappointment comes in that way, and you know, as it look, it is what it is, and I'm like, we were, remember, God be with the days, Paddy, when we were criticised about being the reason. I remember I got an email before said, you're the reason why Dean Smith hasn't been sacked because you haven't called him out yet. I was getting an email every single day from the same email address telling me that.
I think that comment sums it up. Proper podcast, LOL. We don't normally have a battle like that. No. Off air we do from time to time.
And half the time we're only pushing each other's buttons on purpose anyway. Well, I am anyway. Whenever I mention Paddy, I'm sitting back laughing my arse off going, yeah. So look, anyway, I love you, Paddy. Just in case anybody thinks Mammy and Daddy have been fighting this whole time. I love you, Paddy. But listen, guys, look, and I love this club and I love all our players, and I hope that they continue that we find some way of making them the best players in claret and blue than we possibly can, because look, it's frustrating every single week we go out and there's one player that we've got high hopes for that just doesn't cut it. Now, actually, let's finish on a positive note. I thought McGinn and Luis were very, very good today. I would, and I know people are probably going to say about McGinn's passing once again today. I thought he did a lot of work in the middle midfield. I thought he was more a midfielder today than he has been. He got forward, had a couple of shots blocked, and look, we'd be sitting here talking about a 1-0 loss only for a brilliant Konza tackle and a brilliant McGinn tackle towards the end of the game as well. So credit where credit's due. We've dug out John McGinn an awful lot as well in this podcast. I thought he had a fine game today, or a better game today. I thought Douglas Luiz was probably was one of our better players as well. I'm open to correction on that. I hope you guys you guys agree.
The word out of my mouth with the John McGinn tackle, and that's the difference why we're sitting here talking about gaining a point as opposed to losing one.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't understand how McGinn is our scapegoat and Watkins isn't. I just can't get it.
I can't. I don't think there should be any scapegoat that's a player.
Well, our fans religiously have a scapegoat. I don't. I tend to call it like it is. Unfortunately, our fans decide to have a scapegoat. For some reason, it's John McGinn. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It's you call out whoever is playing bad at that time.
Call out whoever's playing poorly. Yeah, at the time. And exactly. Today, I think Ollie Watkins can say, like, there was a picture of him afterwards, or a still shot of him on camera afterwards, and he was kneeling down, and he said in his hands, Ollie Watkins didn't need us to tell us that he should have put one in the back of the net today. And for that reason, I'm actually going to say, look, Ollie, I think I was too harsh on you. I apologize, but Jesus, man, be better at one-on-ones, please, because they're your bread and butter. You get a lot of them during the course of the season, and it's so obvious that you hit it at the goalkeeper quite an awful lot of times. And man, we need you to be better than that, because we all want you to be a great striker. Nobody wants you out the door. We want you to be a great striker. We want Danny Ings to be a great striker. We want Cameron Archer to be a great striker. We want everybody to be a good player for Aston Villa, and that's where the frustration is born from. So, Going to leave it at that, guys. It's charged and it's full and it's and we're unbeaten in 3 games, which is the oxymoron of the whole situation. You know, we're beaten in 3 games, 5 points from 9, which puts us on staying up form. If you were to go by the amount of points, the points accumulated and extrapolated out over the course of the season, which isn't going to butter any parsnips with anybody there from a statistical point of view. But look, we have Forest. There's going to be big expectation against Forest. If we were to make it 6 points out of 12, I don't think that's good enough. But if we were to make it 8 points out of 12, I think, you know, that does put a rosier tint on it. But as I say, it's still not feeling right. This team, the performance of this team isn't feeling right, and that's where the passion and comes from. And to be honest with you, Jesus, there's been some games where I've had 4 or 5 points watching it, and I haven't got that passionate after the game. So I don't know what blew out me today because I'm Joe versus Sudge at the moment. So I don't know what the story is.
And I'm off the drink. Maybe I need to go back on it.
Yeah,
maybe Villa will drive me to it again.
Yeah. Excellent. Right, lads. Gonna leave you go. Thanks a million for that. See you later in the week. We'll be back with more podcasts later in the week. But thanks a million, everybody, for watching. Please please subscribe on YouTube if you're not doing so already. And we love you. Mind yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And we're always going to say it. Up the absolute Villa.
Up the Villa.